The stage lights of America's Got Talent glow brighter than anything the boy has ever seen. As he steps forward, his small figure looks almost swallowed by the vastness of the theater. The audience murmurs softly, not out of excitement, but curiosity. He doesn't look like someone about to sing one of the most legendary rock songs ever written. His clothes are simple, worn but clean, and his shoes show signs of a long journey. There is a quiet nervousness in the way he holds the microphone, both hands wrapped around it as if it's the only thing keeping him steady. He introduces himself in a shy, gentle voice, his accent revealing his Filipino roots. When asked about his life, he speaks honestly, without drama, about poverty, about helping his family, about music being his escape. The judges listen, but they've heard many stories like this before. In the audience, some people nod politely, others lean back, unsure of what to expect. Simon Cowell's face is neutral, almost unreadable, the look of someone who has learned not to be swayed by stories alone. Then the backing track begins. The first soft guitar notes of Hotel California echo through the theater, instantly recognizable. A ripple of surprise moves through the crowd. This is a bold choice, a song known for its depth, its haunting melody, and its emotional weight. For a brief second, doubt hangs in the air. Can this boy really pull it off? He closes his eyes. When he sings the first line, his voice is quiet, controlled, almost fragile. It's not loud, not flashy, but it's honest. There is a rawness in his tone that feels unpolished yet deeply sincere. The audience begins to lean forward. The chatter fades. You can almost hear people holding their breath. As he continues, something changes. His voice grows stronger, fuller, carrying an emotion far beyond his age. Every word feels lived in, as if he understands the loneliness, longing, and mystery hidden in the song's lyrics. It no longer sounds like a cover. It sounds like a confession. The camera cuts to the judges. One raises their eyebrows in surprise. Another nods slowly, impressed despite themselves. Simon Cowell, who moments ago looked distant, now watches intently. His posture shifts. He leans forward slightly, elbows resting on the desk, eyes fixed on the boy. This is no longer just another audition. The boy reaches the chorus, and the room changes completely. His voice opens up, soaring through the melody with unexpected power. It's not perfect in a technical sense, but it's filled with soul. The imperfections make it real. Goosebumps spread across the audience. A woman in the crowd wipes away a tear without realizing it. A man beside her whispers, "Wow." The stage lighting subtly adjusts, casting warm golden tones around the boy, as if the spotlight itself recognizes the moment. The massive theater feels suddenly intimate, like it has shrunk down to just one voice and one story. For those few minutes, the world outside doesn't exist. No poverty, no competition, no pressure. Just music. As he sings the final lines of the verse, his hands stop shaking. Confidence replaces fear. He lifts his head, eyes opening now, and looks straight ahead. Not at the judges, not at the crowd, but somewhere beyond, as if he's singing to his future, daring it to listen. By the time he finishes the first section of the song, the audience is completely silent, not because they're unsure, but because they're afraid to break the spell. This is the moment when everyone realizes they're witnessing something special. Not just a talented boy, but a soul pouring everything it has into a song that suddenly feels brand new. As the song moves beyond its opening moments, the emotional weight in the theater grows heavier. The boy's voice, once tentative, now carries a steady confidence, and with it comes a deeper connection to everyone watching. This is no longer just a performance, it feels like a story unfolding in real time. The melody of Hotel California drifts through the hall like a memory, familiar yet strangely new in his voice. The camera shifts to Simon Cowell. At first, Simon's expression is cautious. His eyes are sharp, trained by years of judging thousands of singers. He has learned to separate emotion from talent, story from substance. But something about this performance unsettles that practiced distance. His lips press together slightly, and he tilts his head, listening more closely now. Not judging, listening. The boy reaches a more demanding part of the song, where many singers falter. His breath control tightens, and his voice dips briefly, revealing vulnerability. For a split second, it feels like he might lose it. But instead of collapsing, he leans into that weakness, turning it into emotion. The crack in his voice doesn't break the moment, it deepens it. The audience feels it instantly. A low murmur ripples through the crowd, not of doubt, but recognition. People recognize pain. They recognize struggle. They recognize truth. Simon's eyes soften. He blinks once, then again, as if surprised by his own reaction. His shoulders, usually rigid, relax slightly. The walls he keeps up, professional, emotional, personal, begin to thin. This isn't about hitting the right notes anymore. This is about something far more human. The boy sings on, completely unaware of the effect he's having. His focus is inward, lost in the song, lost in the feeling. Each lyric seems to carry pieces of his life, long nights, uncertainty, hope mixed with fear. Though the words were written decades ago, they somehow feel like they were meant for him. The camera cuts to the audience. A middle-aged man grips the armrest of his seat, eyes fixed on the stage. A young woman shakes her head in disbelief, whispering to her friend, "He's incredible." Somewhere in the crowd, a child watches with wide eyes, seeing not just a performer, but a possibility. Back at the judges' table, one judge places a hand over their heart. Another leans back slowly, exhaling as if they've been holding their breath since the first verse. The emotional energy builds, layer by layer, pressing gently but firmly against every person in the room. Then Simon's face changes again. His jaw tightens, and he looks down for a moment, breaking eye contact with the stage. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but it means everything. He lifts a hand and rubs just beneath his eye, quickly, as if hoping no one noticed. But the cameras catch it. The audience sees it. And suddenly, there's a gasp. Simon Cowell is crying. Not openly, not dramatically, but enough. Enough to tell the world that this performance has gone straight past his defenses and hit something personal. His eyes glisten under the bright studio lights, and when he looks back up at the boy, there's something different there. Respect, admiration, and empathy. The boy reaches the emotional peak of the song. His voice rises, strong yet trembling with feeling. The notes echo through the theater, and for a moment, it feels like time slows down. Every sound, every breath, every heartbeat syncs with his voice. Simon nods slowly now, almost to himself. Years of criticism, skepticism, and high standards melt away in that nod. This is why he started doing this. This is why he sits at that table. For moments like this, when music does exactly what it's meant to do. As the final notes of the song fade, the boy holds the microphone close, eyes still closed, as if afraid that opening them will shatter the moment. The silence afterward is profound. It stretches on for a second longer than usual, not awkward, but sacred. Then the audience erupts. Applause crashes through the theater like a wave, loud and unrestrained. People leap to their feet, clapping, cheering, shouting his name. The boy opens his eyes, startled, overwhelmed by the sound. His face shows pure disbelief. He wasn't expecting this. He wasn't expecting anything at all. Simon stands. The simple act sends another shock through the crowd. Simon Cowell rarely stands before speaking. When he does, it means something extraordinary has happened. He looks at the boy, eyes still shining, and for a moment, he can't even speak. He exhales, shakes his head slightly, and smiles, a real smile, free of sarcasm or critique. Scene 2 ends here, with a hardened judge moved to tears, an audience united in emotion, and a young boy standing on the edge of a life-changing moment, still unaware that everything is about to change forever. The applause continues to thunder through the theater, rolling in waves that seem too big for one small boy to contain. He stands frozen at center stage, microphone still clutched in his hands, eyes wide and glistening. The sound washes over him, cheers, whistles, shouts of encouragement, an overwhelming mix of joy and disbelief. He bows his head slightly, not out of performance habit, but because the emotion is almost too much to face all at once. As the noise slowly settles, Simon Cowell leans toward his microphone. The room quiets instantly. When Simon speaks, his voice is softer than usual, stripped of its familiar edge. He doesn't start with criticism or clever remarks. Instead, there's a pause, one heavy with feeling. "You know," Simon begins, choosing his words carefully, "we hear this song all the time." He gestures lightly toward the stage. It's one of the most famous songs ever written. And honestly, most people shouldn't sing it. A nervous smile flickers across the boy's face. The audience chuckles softly, unsure where this is going. But you, Simon continues, his eyes never leaving the boy, you made it your own. The crowd reacts immediately, applause swelling again. The boy's hands tremble, and he bites his lip, trying to hold back tears. Simon nods, as if encouraging him to stay present, to stay in the moment. Another judge speaks next, praising the emotion, the bravery of the song choice, and the authenticity of the performance. Words like soul, truth, and heart fill the air. Each compliment lands on the boy like something unreal, something meant for someone else. He keeps glancing at the judges, then back at the audience, as if searching for confirmation that this is really happening.